Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a necklace and a pair of earrings today, and I'm going to use some of the beads that came in the January 2025 bargain bead box called Dusty Rose. I'll put a link in the corner of this video and in the description box below to the unboxing video I did for this subscription in case you want to watch it where I go over everything that came in the box. I have a coupon code. It's Teresa2, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below, along with a link to the page to sign up for the subscription if you're interested. The coupon will save you $2 off your first box if you sign up. And here I've got the faceted Rhodonite beads that came in the box, and I only have half of what I need because I've already made half of my necklace like I do a lot of times. So I have the faceted Rhodonite beads that came in the box. I have the fancy coin beads that came in the box. I think these were called faceted Rhodonite coin beads, and these are fancy coin beads is what these were called, I think. And then I have the 8mm Rhodonite beads that came in the box. I have the pendant that came in the box. It's Rhodonite with, I think it said Rhodonite with brass. I have a link from my stash and some 6mm jump rings in there. I have the bead caps that came in the box. And here I have some findings. I have some pieces of the chain that came in the box. Some 6mm jump rings, one 8mm jump ring, a lobster clasp, and one of the little medallion drops that came in the box that I'm going to hang off the extender chain as a dangle. This is what I'm using for my earrings. I've got 2 of the faceted coin Rhodonite beads, 2 of the fancy coin beads, 2 of the medallion drops, 4 eye pins, some 4mm jump rings, and a couple of fishhook ear wires. And then I have some 22 gauge German style wire in copper, and I have some eye pins in copper. I'm having to mix antique copper and shiny copper because that's all I have. I didn't know I don't have very many copper eye pins at all. I found a few from a previous bargain bead box. I'm going to have to try to stock up on my copper eye pins. I just don't have many at all. I'll be using the same tools that I always use, and I've got my little New Orleans shot glass to put my wires in when I cut them off. I think that's everything. I'll try to find links and put links to everything that I'm using that didn't come in the box in the description box below. So hold on, I'll get some of this out of the way and I'll be back. Okay, I've got my beads out here, and this is the half of my necklace that I've already got made. So I'm going to make another strip just like this. So first I want to make a link like this one. Let me zoom in a little bit. So I'm going to take a piece of my 22 gauge wire, and this is about a 3.5 inch piece of wire. I think I've zoomed in too much here. I'm going to go down about 1 inch. Bend the wire over to 90-degree angle. Take my round nose pliers and put them in the crook of the bend. Round nose pliers facing me. I'm going to bend the wire back until it hits the tool. Rotate the pliers till they're facing the table. Take the short piece of wire under until it hits the bottom of the tool. Keep the wire back until the loop is centered over the wire. Like that. Now I'm going to take my bent chain nose pliers and hold on to my loop. I'm going to take this part down. I'm going to wrap the short piece of wire around the long piece of wire 3 times. I'm going to take my cutters. Make sure I get the right cutters. I use a different pair of cutters for my craft wire and head pins and eye pins than I do for bead stringy wire. I'm going to cut off my extra wire. Now I'm going to take one of my 8mm beads and one of my bead caps facing down. And then I'm going to take one of my bead caps facing up, and then another 8mm bead. Like that. I'm going to take my pliers. I'm going to go to the very tip of the pliers. Bend the wire over at a 90-degree angle. Take my round nose pliers and put them in the crook of the bend. Round nose pliers facing me. Bend the wire back until it hits the beads. Rotate the pliers till they're facing the table. Take this part untrimmed until it hits the bottom of the tool. Kink the wire back until the loop is centered over the beads. I'm going to take my bent chain nose pliers and hold on to my loop. Bring this wire down. I'm going to take my other pair of bent chain nose pliers and start to wrap. Make sure to get that first wrapping under the bottom of the loop. Just wrap till there's no more room to wrap. And I'm going to take my cutters and cut off my extra wire. And I'm going to take these crimping pliers. I like to use the little half circles at each end of these crimping pliers to tuck in the burrs when I cut off wire. Okay, so that's that link. So now I'm going to take one of my eye pins and open it up and thread on this link that I just made. Close my eye pin back. And now I'm going to do one of these fancy coin beads, and this time I'm going to make a simple loop. So I'm going to go just a little bit above the bead, bend the wire over at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to take my cutters and I'm going to cut off and leave about 1/4 of an inch of the pin. I'll take my round nose pliers and go to the end here and make sure there's no wire sticking out on this side. And I'm going to start rolling back a loop. And I like to start pretty far down on the barrel here. It's just easier, and then I go to the tip and finish my loop. But I find it easier to get it started if I go down pretty far on the barrel. Okay. And usually when I do this, my loops end up not facing the same way, so I have to take 2 pairs of pliers and adjust them so they're facing the same way. So I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to make all of these beads, the coin beads and the faceted coin beads, I'm going to put on eye pins, and then I'm going to make some more of these links. I'll end up making 3 more of these links for this side, this second side of my necklace. And then I'll put all these others on coin beads and connect them all together as I go. And then when I get this strip made just like this one, I'll come back and we'll put it all together. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got my other side of my necklace made now. And I just wanted to make sure I'm clear about how I had this constructed. I don't know if I was very clear in that last clip or not. But I've started here with one of the links I made on my German style wire. And then I've got these 3 on eye pins with simple loops. And then another one of these links, and then this one on an eye pin, and then another one of these links, and then these 3 on eye pins, and another one of these links. So now I'm going to put this together, and I had to zoom out a lot to be able to show that because I've made this quite long because I tend to do that. I don't know why. I think I just love all the beads so much. I just want to keep adding beads. I don't want to stop. So this had a bell on it, but I took the bell off because I'm going to put it on this link here. that I had actually had that link from a previous bargain bead box, probably from sometime last year. It's a really great thing about the bargain bead box. You get so many beads and findings, you have things left over that you can use in other projects. And so I'm going to open this is a 6mm jump ring, and I'm going to put it on here and put it on my link. Close my jump ring back really well. Now I'm going to take another 6mm jump ring and put it on my link and put one side of my necklace on here. Close my jump ring back really well and take another 6mm jump ring and attach this other side. So that's what I've got so far. So hold on, I'll get my chain and everything to finish it up with, and I'll be back. Okay, I've got my chain and the rest of my findings out here now, and these strips came to 10 inches each. And I've got some of the pieces of the chain that came in the box, and these are about 2.5-inch pieces of chain. I don't know why I decided on 2.5 inches. I just did. I mean, I probably didn't need any chain at all because I've already made it pretty long, but that tends to be what I do. So I'm going to take another 6mm jump ring and put this piece of chain on this side. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now I'm going to take another 6mm jump ring and attach my lobster clasp. And then I have an 8mm jump ring that I'm going to put on this side for my lobster to clasp onto. And I have another piece of the same chain. I decided just to use the same chain because the links in it are big enough for my lobster to go through. So I'm using this about a 2-inch piece of the same chain as an extender. And close that back really well. And now I have another jump ring that I'm going to put my little medallion drop on here with. So there's my dangle. And there's my necklace, my very long necklace. So hold on and I'll get my stuff to make my earrings and I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to make an earring now. So I'm going to take one of my eye pins and put my faceted coin bead on here. And I'm going to go a little bit above the bead. And bend the wire over at a 90-degree angle. Take my cutters and cut off and leave about 1/4 of an inch of the pin. I'm going to take my round nose pliers and roll back a loop like I did before. I think my loops are actually facing the same way this time by some miracle. Now I'm going to take my other eye pin, open it up, and thread it on into this one. Close it back. And put my fancy coin bead on here. And take my pliers and go a little bit above the bead. Bend the pin over at a 90-degree angle. Off and leave about 1/4 of an inch of the pin. Take my round nose pliers and roll back my loop. I think that's facing about the same way by some miracle. Now I'm going to open this loop and put my ear wire on here. Close my loop back. And now I'm going to take I've got a 5mm jump ring here. And I'm going to attach my little medallion drop with. I'm going to make sure I get it on here the right way because these are not double-sided. Close my jump ring back really well. And there's my little earring. So hold on, I'll make the other one off camera and then I'll lay it all out and we'll see what I've got. So I'll be back. Okay, there's my necklace that came out to be quite long. And my earrings made with some of the beads that came in the January 2025 bargain bead box called Dusty Rose. I wish I had an unlimited amount of time and I could clone myself and I could make many, many more pieces of jewelry with this box because I've got a ton of beads left. That's just the wonderful thing about the bargain bead box. It's just such a great value. You get so many beads and findings. You can just make so many pieces of jewelry with one box. Like I said, if you're not subscribed to the box and you decide you want to be that coupon, we'll save you $2 off your first box if you sign up. I hope y'all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Take care.